Good morning or afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Modern Politician Podcast. Today we had a very special guest. Kenneth Lutz is mayor of Alpine, Wyoming, home to 838 of the best people you'll ever meet. Unfortunately, the town was torn apart by budget cuts, layoffs, and infrastructure problems when the Great Recession hit. Our guest saw a need for a man of honorable intentions to take the reins and lead the town back to balance. He was that man. Today, Alpine stands tall, boasting supreme tourist accommodations, top-of-the-line infrastructure, and happy townspeople. Kenneth was also nice enough to answer a set of questions for us today. Let's get started. First, we asked Kenneth about his origins in politics.
Yeah, Phil, I guess I saw our town being divided, kind of torn apart by some people wanting one issue or one thing done and another half wanting something else done. That was during our sewer issues and other infrastructure problems that we were having. So I wanted to get in and see if we couldn't bring this town back together.
Okay, and what motivates local office holders while they're in office? And do you think that most are of good character? And what experience have you had with local corruption?
Well, I think obviously what motivates people to run for office is a displeasure in what's going on in the previous administration. And obviously you want to see more things done for the benefit of your community rather than pet projects for people.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the character of the different candidates or office holders, I think all in all their character is good. I definitely have seen, I don't know if I would call it corruption, but definitely I've seen people not do the job they were hired to and hire their jobs out to independent professionals like attorneys and engineers and not do the job they said they would do.
Next, we discussed the modern political field through his eyes. We asked Kenneth if he looks more for character or competence when voting for candidates.
As I think character is far more important. I think competence is something that people can learn.
Mm-hmm.
And as I did, I'm on my 5th year as mayor, and when I ran for mayor, I had no idea what I was getting into and what all was needed. But at least I had the moral character to stand up and try to do what's right.
Do you think the same applies on a national level, where jumping in might be a little more detrimental?
Yes, I really do. On a bigger stage. See, I'm just a small fish in a small town, and I got to look at my constituents in the eye every day. So it's different than on a national level,
Do you think that there's an existing code for office holders, and do you think that they stick to it?
I don't know of a code for office holders. I haven't seen one.
Maybe the Constitution or the like?
Well, that would definitely be one to be followed.
Yes? Do you think they do?
No.
No?
No. I do not believe they do. I believe they find ways to wiggle around it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the problems we have on in the national level at this time. I mean, my Lord, they're just doing anything they want and not abiding by the Constitution. And at some time, something's got to give. I mean, we're going down a wayward path right now.
Well, I would certainly agree. Do you think that the same problem would apply on the local level?
Oh, boy. I suppose it could, but not as likely to. We are more concerned with taking care of our own local municipal codes, and all state and federal laws are at the state level. So, I mean, obviously we have to abide by them, but that's really out of our realm.
Mm-hmm. Would you agree that change starts at the local level?
Yes. You gotta have, yes.
And how would you say the best way to get people involved on the local level would be?
How to get them involved? Well, obviously, the people get involved when there's a topic that or subject that's brought up that affects them, and when they're affected, they want to be more involved. If you can make it interesting, enjoyable, have good meetings, and good meetings I mean by ones that don't go on too long, ones that have interaction with the public. Take the people's input when there's something that's people want you to change. Get input from everybody. Don't just take a few fish in there and say, okay, well, there's 4 of you want to change it. Let's just change it for everybody. You got to listen to people before you go making decisions.
Mm-hmm. And would you say that, you know, at least at the local level, y'all are held accountable for what you do?
Yes.
Yes. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. Now back to this sort of idea of ethics in politics and on the national and local level. If you were to write a code of conduct for politicians these days, what would its most important points be?
Honest, sincere, working together, and that means across party lines.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the public, definitely following the Constitution. And when you run for office and you say you're going to do something, do it.
Mm-hmm. Accountability.
Accountability.
There we have it. A successful leader striving for cooperation, honesty, accountability, and other values our party upholds. It can be done. Thanks for listening and have a great day.